explain to me what the Jazz are doing.
Rebuilding. And as soon as they made that Royce O'Neal trade, the day Durant asked for a trade and that got buried, that was a complete clarion call, canary in the coal mine, whatever you want to say, what they were doing. And no matter what they've said to other teams, no one has ever not believed they were going to trade both of them if they could. I mean, you're not going to trade them for nothing. And then they get a giant haul for Rudy Gobert, and now they want a giant haul for Donovan Mitchell. And my guess is, and again, let's judge them on their actions. Let's not judge them on their words. Forget what Danny Ainge said publicly. Let's judge on their actions. They have traded two starting players, one of them a star, this offseason, both of them for draft picks. The players that they got back from Minnesota are all role players on expiring contracts. They were going to want draft picks. And, Miami can offer them players and a couple of draft picks. You could do a Donovan Mitchell trade to Brooklyn as part of a 3 or 4 team deal where they would get Ben Simmons back, because Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons can't be on the same team with their contract rules. But again, let's judge it by their actions. Their actions is they want draft picks, and the players will take the player if he's okay, but we want the picks. The Knicks have the picks. And, executives in the league believe that everything that the Jazz are going to do between now and when they trade Donovan Mitchell is an effort to get the Knicks to pay the most premium price.
Yeah, I know that we love for clicks to say the Lakers and Knicks whenever it's, hey, somebody could be traded and somebody could be signed. It's always Knicks and Lakers. I really feel like the Knicks, they seem like they're the real player in here for Donovan Mitchell. And, he was from Greenwich or the Greenwich area, and I don't know if he cares about playing for the Knicks, but, you got Brunson in there. If they keep R.J. Barrett, feels like that they could actually have something there.
Yeah, I mean, the Knicks have 8 first-round picks that they're allowed to trade. 4 are their own and 4 are other teams. And again, let's just be honest here. If you're going to trade for a team's draft picks, unprotected picks, the Knicks are a good team to trade for. They have not shown an ability to build a consistent winner. If you owned their draft, now they never get lucky in the lottery, but if you've owned their draft picks for the last 20 years, you'd have like a whole bunch of lottery picks. So again, if you're the Jazz, you're thinking, can we get the Heat involved enough? Can we get the Nets and Suns in a 3-way trade involved enough to get the Knicks to make a crazy bid? They got the Timberwolves to pay a huge price for Gobert, all these unprotected picks and stuff. And nobody's really sure. I mean, there were teams who were definitely talking to them about Gobert. There were other teams interested, but no team willing to pay that price. They were able to achieve an incredible premium without getting the bidding war. They might actually get a bidding war for Donovan Mitchell. But I think the Knicks, if they value him, to this level, I think the Knicks can get it done. Now, we can debate on how much better that makes them. I think they missed the play-in tournament by like 6 games last year, if I recall. So even if Donovan Mitchell helps them win 7 more games, which would be a huge number for any player to come in. You bring in LeBron James in his prime, maybe he's winning you 12 more games. I mean, to ask for that kind of spread would be outsized even for Donovan Mitchell. But let's just say he is awesome next year and they win 7 more games. He's responsible for 7 more wins. You're still in the play-in tournament.
Yeah.
Do you trade 5 first-round picks for a player like that? And the answer for the Knicks, who've been searching for a star since Carmelo was in his prime, the answer, Dan, maybe yes. And that's what I think the Jazz are going to put them to the test on.
Could you run the Knicks better than the Knicks are being run?
I would take a very fat consulting fee to come in and make suggestions and then leave. But I'll tell you one thing I would instantaneously do is I would move their headquarters out of Westchester, because repeatedly I talk to agents and players who complain about that. I don't all these players want to live in the city, and they've completely taken the advantages of the city out of it. And I don't know how big of a factor it is, but it's a contributing factor to why they've struggled with free agents. But they're a sleeping giant, and it's really unbelievable that the league has had the success it's had when their team in their biggest market has been so freaking bad. And for that stretch in the 2010s, LeBron and Steph Curry carried the NBA. They were getting 30 million viewers for finals games, 30 million, in a league where the Lakers and Knicks were routine. The Lakers, Knicks, and Bulls were missing the playoffs year after year after year. The Knicks not being good has been like a weight on the NBA's ankle. And so if you're the Knicks and you say, well, listen, the top end, if you trade for Donovan Mitchell with Jalen Brunson, maybe you have a great season and you win 48 games. That's a dream. If they could get multiple seasons of mid to high 40 wins and have a chance to win a playoff series, like, is that going to make anybody forget the 70s Knicks who won the titles? No, but it would be a departure from where they've been for 20 years. They've won one playoff series in my adult lifetime, basically.
I think you could run the Knicks better than the Knicks are being run.
I wouldn't take the job. I would take a consulting fee, but I would not take the job. I don't care how much money.